welcome back to Hooked and Steep with Lynn. I'm so happy you're here today. I'm really excited for this video and to share it with all of you today, because I truly believe that crochet should be accessible to everybody. We all have different budgets, and that should not stop anybody from enjoying crocheting. I love crochet so much. I've started a channel. I love it so much. It has brought me so much happiness in my life, and I want everyone to experience that happiness with crocheting. It can seem expensive, crocheting, with all the latest gadgets, the brand new yarns that seem to come out daily lately. But does it have to be expensive? So this week, I'm using only Dollar Tree yarn and hooks to find out. Now, this is certainly no shade at all to the more expensive yarns and hooks. I have many more expensive yarns and hooks that I enjoy. I love working with all those too. I just want to show you, especially if you're starting out, that you don't have to spend a lot of money to learn and enjoy crochet. Now, technically, if we break it down, this yarn does cost more than this yarn per ounce. The Dollar Tree yarn is made by Premier, at least the ones I'll be using today. One of my favorite budget-friendly yarns. I've never had a problem with it, and they have so many different yarn collections. I've tried almost all of them, and those I haven't, I will be trying soon in another video. But here's the thing. If you only have $1.50 versus $4 to spend, you can still make one really nice crochet project with this little $1.50 ball of yarn. Now, I'm going to be transparent with you. This tweed yarn I have tried many, many times. I love it. I still have a few balls left, and I do want to use that up as part of my no buy yarn 2026. I have tried this. I love this yarn, and I wanted to include this in this video because I love this yarn so much. And it is one of the more popular ones you can get at Dollar Tree right now. This is a great budget yarn. I've made a lot of things, and we're going to make more things over the next several days with this, so you can see just what you can make with this one little ball of yarn. But there are several yarns that I have not tried from Dollar Tree. This bin here is full of Dollar Tree yarn that I purchased several months ago. This chenille yarn I have not tried at all from Dollar Tree. Obviously the tweeds, and we have some more chenille, and I think there's a few others in there that I have not tried, and we'll be trying them together. I also have not tried the hooks from Dollar Tree before. So we have two metal hooks that we'll be trying today. One is 5.5 and one is 5.0. I also found this at our Dollar Tree. It was only $1.50, as you can see, for 12-piece crochet hook. Now, these are plastic. Plastic's not always my favorite, but I still want to try them because if you are just starting out, this is a fantastic way to learn crochet without spending a lot of money. I mean, every size hook you could possibly need for $1.50. So I'm going to see if they're even worth $1.50. I am going to take a beginner learning into account and also the price. So here's a list of things I'll be making over the next several days with Dollar Tree yarn. Ear warmers, hats, neck warmers, scrunchies, Easter eggs, pumpkins, and even baskets. That's quite a list, so we should get started. First, we're going to start with a 5mm hook, and it's one of the plastic ones I'm going to start with. And I will tell you, these are insanely light. Of course they are, they're plastic, but I mean, they're even light for plastic. Very, very light, and they're going to be very, very bendy. We're still going to give them a try, and then I will switch over to the metal 5mm hook to see how that works. So we are going to use this bluish gray tweed and make an ear warmer. Any patterns I use in the videos over the next couple of days, I will link down below. I think all of them are free. I think every single one is free, and I will link them down below. The ear warmer is actually just my pattern. I don't really have a pattern. I just chain as long as it will go around my head. I will measure that, and then I just do single crochet one stitch, half double crochet the second stitch, and I just repeat that until I get the width and length I want. I call it a farmhouse stitch. I don't know why, but that's what I call it, and that's all it is. It's just simple single crochet and half double, which are two beginner-friendly stitches, I believe, also. So we do have a little bit of yarn barf. Not too bad. I am trying to find my end. If you're wondering about my sweater, if you saw my live this week, I debuted it on the live. This I finally finished, and I actually finished Aiden's sweater too, which I will input a video here of him wearing it. It turned out really, really well. I'm very, very happy with it. I love my sweater, his sweater, he likes it. That was supposed to be for Christmas, but I ended up being about 2.5 weeks too late, but not too bad, I think. So I love this. This is like, it's so cozy. I'm so proud of myself. I just love it. Okay, ear warmer. So I'm going to chain 1, 2, that's 62. We are going to, and it does have a little bit of stretch, so I need to take that into account. I'm going to do a few more stitches. 70, that should work. Okay. So we got the first row done. That's what it looks like. If you're thinking, Lynn, that is insane. We will be folding this in half. My thoughts on this. This actually is not a bad little plastic hook. It really isn't, especially for beginners. It's very lightweight. It didn't snag the yarn, which I was really surprised about. It's not bad. It's just too light for me with my hand issues. But as a beginner, this absolutely, I think, works. I really do. And I'm assuming all the others will too, because they're all made the exactly same. So I don't think it's a bad beginner hook. I really, really don't. I'm going to switch to the metal one now and see how that goes. But this really surprised me. Now this hook is a little bit heavier, not a whole lot. It's a little bit heavier. It is more ergonomic, which is what I prefer. So we are going to try the next row with that and see what we think of it. We finished the second row. I liked the plastic hook better than this one, only because this is insanely slippery. So if I was buying this as a beginner, I would actually try and rough this up with some sandpaper or something. Like, it really slips out of my hands. I have no lotion on my hands right now. I actually need some, but I have none on, and it's slipping a lot. But let's talk about the actual hook. It didn't snag the yarn. It glided through really well. So I think if you can figure out a way to make this handle a little bit less slippery, I think this is also a great beginner hook. So I have roughly 8 to 10 more rows. It depends on how wide I want this. I am going to switch to my favorite hook just to make this go a little bit quicker for me, but I did want to try these, and I will continue to try them on the different yarns we will be using in a little bit just to see how they work. But honestly, for a beginner hook, I don't think they're bad. I really don't. Now, this is one of my favorite hooks, but this was not an expensive hook. And believe me, much like tea, I can be a little bit of a hook snob. I also can be a tea snob. But these were actually very inexpensive at Hobby Lobby in the States. I think I paid like $3 for these, so not very expensive. At the most, maybe $5. They were not expensive. I found, at least when I've been looking, I've only been able to find them in a couple of hook sizes, 5, 6, and I think I picked up a 9 or 10 last summer. I love them. They're very comfortable. They glide through the yarn really well. So these aren't exactly, you know, $40, $50 hooks either. Okay. One ear warmer done, and I still have this much yarn left. So I'm going to try and make a matching neck warmer using almost the exact same thing. It just won't be as long to go over the neck to make it just fit in a little bit tighter. We're going to see if I can get it done with the rest of this. I'm going to say I have about half of it left, so we're going to see. I might have to go into a second ball, but we'll see. But so far, there is one neck warmer, or so far, there's one ear warmer done. That'll keep your ears warm. I'm going to try 40 stitches and see how that goes. Made a mistake with the neck warmer. I didn't chain enough chains, but it ended up being a happy mistake, because I can also let you know that this frogs beautifully. No problems. It doesn't get stuck. It doesn't snag. It frogs really nice, which is good because I got to start the neck warmer over. It's the next day. I stayed up quite late last night working on more things for this specific video. And after I went live last night, and I was on there for like an hour and a half, and it kind of invigorated me, so I couldn't sleep. So I thought, well, I might as well crochet. And I'll show you everything we've gone through so far, but I just wanted to say I have started on one of the hats. This is a different pattern. I've never made this hat pattern before. I don't know if I'll make it again. I don't know if it's my favorite. It's going to be a, obviously, baby hat. I need to do a few more rows, but it's going along. I cannot tell you how much I love this yarn, this Tweed Premier yarn. And like I said, you can get it in bigger skeins, but we are working with Dollar Tree specifically today, all week rather. But I love it. It feels nice. I've made so many things for myself with this yarn: hats, fingerless gloves, so many things. And it washes up beautifully, absolutely beautifully. So one small skein projects are great for this yarn. So, okay, I just got all my prep done for my other channel that I'm doing. Supper's going to be easy tonight, and we're getting another blizzard. Another blizzard. It is crazy how much snow we are getting here this winter. I called it. I just knew in my bones we were going to have a lot of snow. We have not had a lot of snow in years here, and we're due. We are due. We were stationed in Ontario before. Grace was actually born here. And when David was in Afghanistan, she was 2 months old when he had to leave. And SARS, I don't know if y'all remember, SARS was going around really bad then, but it never came down to our area. It seemed to stay in Toronto area. But it was still nervous to go anywhere with her because of it. And that January, he was gone. We got hammered with snow. We had 3 major blizzards, and I mean major, like over a foot of snow each blizzard, all in 1 week. It was horrible. And we had a shared driveway. We were living in military housing, and the neighbor next door to me, a single guy, Mike, nicest man. He was a shift worker, and he was working nights and coming home at like 6 in the morning trying to shovel both sides, and he was exhausted. So we ended up getting some help from the guys, because it was all guys at that time, that David was working with, and they came over and shoveled us out because, you know, I couldn't do it, and I had a 2-month-old baby in the house. So it was crazy. I'll never forget that winter, and brutally cold. There were days it was so cold I couldn't even take Grace to, like, I would walk to playgroup because I didn't drive then. And I was petrified because it was maybe an 8-minute walk, probably, which wasn't bad, but skin was freezing in less than 2 minutes. And I'm like, I can't suffocate her. Can't cover her up completely to get to playgroup. So yeah, that winter. So we're almost kind of having that kind of winter. We really are. It's been brutally cold, and the snow just won't let up. It looks like we have a lot of sun after this storm for like 6 days. Cold. It's going to be cold, but it's going to be sunny. So I'm like, that's all right with me. I got lots of crochet I can do in this cold weather. I'm happy. Okay, we're going to finish this hat, and then this will be the rest of this color. I'm trying to decide if I want to just go ahead and make everything with the tweed yarn in this video so I can get rid of it all, and then we'll move on to the other yarns I have never tried before from Dollar Tree, or if this is the last project. No, I am going to make a couple of more things. I'm going to do some pumpkins, some rustic pumpkins with the other ones. Those are big sellers for me in the fall. I wish I had made more, honestly, because I couldn't keep up with what people wanted. So, okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to finish this hat, then we're going to move on to pumpkins, and then I will show you everything we made. But I think you might be surprised at how many things we've made already with very few skeins. Gosh, it's so cute. And this yarn has some stretch to it too, which I like. That was another thing I forgot to mention. So that's nice having that stretch. But there's another hat, and I've already started working on the brown yarn. So I'm going to make a pumpkin with this. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and almost a full one of this because I made something else with this that I'll show you in a little bit. I might just make all pumpkins with them. I think this might be what I do. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. What are you doing? I need to crochet. I'm trying to crochet. I can't crochet with you in my face. No, I can't. Are you cold? Okay, we need to have a compromise so Mommy can crochet. There you go. Let me get this out of your way. There you go. Of using only Dollar Tree yarn all this week to crochet, and I still have quite a bit of the tweed left, but I've realized if I don't start going on to the other yarns, one, I'm never going to get this video in time to go up when I usually put it up, and it's going to be a 5-hour video, which I don't want either. So that I don't mind watching long videos, so please let me know in the comments, do you mind the longer videos? And when I say longer, anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes, or are you strictly, 10, 15 minute? Let me know. I personally like the longer videos, but I like to crochet while I watch YouTube. So I can just sit here and crochet and watch. I like that. I hate having to stop and then go find something else to watch. And right now there's nothing on. So I don't mind longer videos, and it certainly can help with the analytics, which I'm really starting to get over the analytics. Yeah, you can really get wrapped up in all that. So anyway, let me know down in the comments. Short video, long video, a mix of both. Let me know. So these are the wrappers of the tweed yarn we've used so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've used 7 skeins, and I haven't used all of them. I still have, my battery died. Yeah, I found pipe cleaners, but now I don't know where I put them. So I just made droopy bunny ears, which I think are pretty cute. Sewed them on, and look, I made a little bow from that. Come on, focus. There we go. From that terrible Bernat Fab yarn that I am not a fan of. But just quick note, I think I've come up with some way to use that, I think, and if it works, I'll definitely be sharing that all with you. But I did find a cute little way to use the bunnies, or that to make a little bow, and it's just a very rustic, won't have a face or anything. I may tie a little piece of farmhouse twine around it just to add it a little bit more, but I think it's so cute, and I think this with the little eggs I made, and I am going to make some more eggs with some of the yarn that we're going to be testing here in a minute, so they won't all be that, but all of those. As I'm editing, I realize I've lost a lot of footage when my battery died. That's never happened before. So I'm talking about eggs that I made, rustic farmhouse looking eggs, that you all don't know what I'm talking about because it is not in the clip. So I just wanted to show you, I end up making, I think it was 5 altogether, a couple of the brownish ones and a couple of the bluish ones. I know it's not the greatest. I'm holding them and trying to film at the same time. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So you will see better footage of these later in the video. All of that from 7 skeins of $1.50 yarn. I mean, as a new crocheter especially, you would feel so accomplished, I would think, having all these items. And like $1.50 a piece is what this yarn cost me. I do think it's up to $2 now, but still... like I still have yarn, because what I did, I doubled this up too. So I took 2 skeins and just crocheted at the same time, doubling it up. But that is what I have 2 of these left still. So if I did want to make a tail, I totally have enough for a tail. If I wanted to make more eggs, if you wanted to make flowers, I mean, there's some, you could still do some things with that. So I think that's pretty good. So let's say $14 and you make all this, if they're $2 a piece now, $14 and you make so many things, home decor, you make a little hat for a baby, you make an ear warmer for yourself, a neck warmer for yourself, fingerless gloves for yourself. Like there's like, I think that's awesome. So, okay. Now we're going to try the chenille yarn and see what we think of it, how it works. I know a lot of people love the Premier chenille. I see a lot of people making stuffies with it. We are going to make scrunchies. That's the first thing I'm going to make with this. So I actually have some very big scrunchies I was able to find, and when I had my longer hair, I loved the bigger scrunchie. So I'm going to make a few in the bigger ones, and then I have some smaller ones, but we're going to start with this. I have some red, some blue, brown. We'll see what we're going to get. I'm definitely going to make, I might even make some pumpkins with the brown chenille. We might do that. The red chenille, we'll probably make scrunchies. We're going to see, but we're going to test it first. And I'm going to test with the dollar store hooks with the chenille to see how it works. And I am going to go to the table so you can see better how it works. And then I'm going to come back over here and be more comfy and get going and see how many I can make. We have an appointment at 3 o'clock today. It's only about 10 a.m. Let's see how many I can make before I have to get ready for that appointment. So, okay, over to my desk. Okay, first we're going to try the metal hook. And we're also going to turn some light on. Okay, that seems pretty good. I just wanted to test a couple of stitches before I actually start using it. The first round's always the hardest with scrunchies. Oh, that was Lily you heard. Because you have to make the foundation round first, so you're just gonna... Ooh, don't know if you can hear that. That is the plow going by. We got hammered with more snow yesterday. A lot more snow, so they're still cleaning up from that, and it is cold, which I know it is in a lot of places. So okay, I am loving, and I'm going to be honest, chenille has never been one of my favorite yarns. I like the end result, but sometimes using it is not great, and I find it sheds so bad. But so far, I have to say, and this hook is working really good with it. This Dollar Tree hook. Okay, shall we try the plastic one? Okay, not bad. I would say the other day when I tried the tweed yarn, I think I liked the plastic better for that. And it works. Oops, that's not. It works with this, but I will say I think this works just a little bit better. Yeah, it glides better on the hook, on this metal hook, than it does the plastic. But that plastic one will work if that's all you have access to. And just to remind you, these were 5mm hooks that I'm using. Okay, so there's our first round. I like this yarn a lot. I really, really do. It feels nice in the hands, which of course it will because it's so soft and chenille. It glides on this cheap hook very, very well. We won't call it cheap. We'll call it this budget-friendly hook. It glides on that really, really well. Absolutely. If I hadn't, if I was traveling especially and I forgot my hooks, I wouldn't feel bad about going and picking this up and using this from a Dollar Tree wherever I was until I got to my good hooks, because it works great. It really does. It's not
It's not bad at all. I do find the handle just a tad bit slippery. And I know there, you could wrap this in tape, you could rough it up. There's a few things you could do that make that a little less slippery, but absolutely that works. So, okay, we are going to go over to the table or back to my chair. I am going to, all I'm doing is, I'll probably do 3 doubles and each chain around, and that's how you make a scrunchie. Simple, easy peasy. I like making them. They're usually a good seller too at Marketplace. And I'm going to see how this works on my favorite hooks.
The giant scrunchie, and that took the whole skein. Like, all I have left is just a little string. But I want to show you, it hasn't been shedding at all while I've been using it until, like all chenille, I go to cut it, and hopefully that's picking it up. Hold on. You can see how it's falling apart, shedding there. So, but while I used it, I was fine. So I definitely like that, but I will try and resist cutting as much as I possibly can, but at some point you have to cut it off. But yeah, so there is a giant velvet scrunchie. And these are expensive to buy, these giant ones. So I made this for less than $3. I got all of those ponytail holders, yeah, way less than 3. It's less than 2.
DOG is my BFF. DOG is my BFF. Clap your hands if you love your dog. Stomp your feet if you love your dog. Clap your hands, stomp your feet, say yahoo if you love your dog.
Day I have made all I'm gonna make for this video. I've forgotten how much I do not enjoy chenille yarn, and it doesn't matter the brand. Some of the colors were better than others. The blues and the mint green that I'm going to show you shed like crazy. And I just feel like it's all in my face. I just, yeah, I've delinted myself a couple of times already. It is just not my favorite yarn to work with. I will use it for different things, but it's definitely not my favorite. So you got to put up with that. But all in all, I think it holds up to just as well as any of the expensive chenilles too. I had no issues. So the baskets that I was going to make did not work out because it just was, I mean, I could have doubled it up, but I didn't. Just because I need to wrap up this video, and I didn't like the way they were looking. So yeah, I didn't make any baskets, but I did make 1 pumpkin, 2 pumpkins. I thought I made 3. Okay, no. So I made 2 pumpkins with the chenille yarn, and again, no cinnamon sticks yet because I will put them in. So I made that. I also decided to make a little plant hanger, and this is not a pattern. Like I said, any patterns I did use, I will link down below. But this one, I just freehanded it last night. I'm going to put probably a fake plant in it just to hang it for decoration. But there is a plant hanger I made with the blue chenille, that dark navy. I also made 1 giant jumbo scrunchie. That took a whole skein. Literally, I had just enough to weave in the ends, and that was it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I made 4 and not quite a 5th one. I just need to add a few more stitches from another skein, but I didn't want to tear it out. So you could get almost, did I say 5? Almost 5 of the smaller scrunchies from 1 skein. Which I think that is really good. Scrunchies, especially the velvet ones, are not cheap. Even this taking 1 whole skein of $1.50 or $2 yarn, and I bought the elastics in bulk, so literally that's just a couple pennies. That's a good price for a giant scrunchie. I'm seeing these go for as much as $15 and up in my area for a giant scrunchie. And I also made a giant egg in that green, a medium size in the white, and then I did 2 smaller ones in the green and the red. So all in all, I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I used 12 skeins of yarn. I'm going to line these all up together and show you just how many things I made, which I don't think is bad considering I started this on Tuesday, today's Friday, and that's how many things I made. There were a few things I had to frog quite a few times, the baskets, and I probably could have got more things made, but I was so angry about having to frog the baskets so many times. But so after crocheting this whole week with just Dollar Tree yarn, here's my opinion and my whole point of making this video. Crochet doesn't have to be expensive. Does not have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be about the most viral trends, the most expensive hooks, the most expensive yarns, buying that very latest gadget, buying that very latest yarn. It doesn't have to be about that. I hope it just shows you that you can make wonderful things with whatever budget is available to you. And at the end of the day, it's not about how much you've spent on crochet. It's about the joy it brings you, the sense of satisfaction of finishing something that you made. And if you've been thinking about picking up a hook but didn't know if you were going to enjoy it, so you didn't want to invest a lot of money, I think the Dollar Tree yarn and hooks are the way to go. But I warn you, once you start, you're going to fall in love. But I hope it just shows that you don't have to spend a lot of money to do crochet. It brings me so much joy. I love it. I love nice yarns, don't get me wrong. And in a perfect world, all yarn would be a natural yarn. But we're not in a perfect world, and not everybody can afford to buy $30 and $40 hand-dyed natural, fiber yarn. We just can't. Something like this would have cost probably $200-300 for me to make with natural yarn, which is wonderful. It's great, but certainly not in my budget to make. But it doesn't mean I shouldn't be penalized from doing something I love and something I love to wear because I can't afford $200 or $300. But maybe I can afford $30. So I hope that's what you get from this video. I had a lot of fun making this video. It really proved to me that we don't have to spend a lot. It just helps kind of remind me we don't have to spend a lot, and helps me keep on my no yarn buying challenge for this whole, as long as I can go. That's what I'm trying to be realistic, but as far into 2026 as I can go without buying yarn is a plus. And I know a lot of you are on the train with me. We're almost at the end of our first month with this challenge. We can do this. Let's use the yarn we have. Let's use it, and let's see how creative we can get. I am so looking forward to seeing what I can make and what you'll all make. That's it, friends. That's it for today's video. Don't forget to give the thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Till then, take care. We'll see you in the next video.